There are a few things about booking a Norwegian Cruise Line cruise that I wish more people knew before they hit that book now button. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff. I'm talking about the little things buried in NCL's terms that can quietly add hundreds of dollars to your trip, or catch you out when you think you've already paid for everything. I went through NCL's current terms for 2026, and I found 5 things I think every NCL passenger should know before booking. Number 4 is a pretty big one if you're planning to fly to your cruise. So let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome to the Cruise Reporter. The first thing I think you need to know is that NCL's daily service charge adds up fast. NCL currently charges $20 per person, per day, for most cabins. If you're staying in a haven or suite, it's $25 per person, per day. Multiply that by 2 people and 7 nights, and you're at $280. And that's before you've bought a drink, or an excursion, or pretty much anything else. NCL allows you to prepay the service charges before your cruise, which can be worth considering if rates increase before you sail. The second thing is where I think a lot of people get caught out is free at sea. Free at sea is the promotion where you can get benefits like a drink package, specialty dining, Wi-Fi, and shore excursion credits bundled into your cruise. Sounds free? It isn't. For current bookings, NCL lists the beverage package charge at $32 per person, per day, for cruises of 2 to 5 nights. For cruises of 6 nights or longer, it's $28.50 per person, per day. So if you're doing a 4-night cruise with 2 people, that's $256. That's a pretty big number for something with the word free attached to it. And I'm not saying free at sea is a bad deal. Sometimes it's actually a very good deal, but you need to do the math for your own cruise. The third thing is that NCL wants final payment earlier than a lot of people realise. For most sailings, final payment is due 120 days before departure. And if you're used to booking Royal Caribbean or Carnival, don't assume the same countdown applies to NCL. Because once you get closer to sailing, the cancellation penalties start getting serious. For most cabins, the penalty starts at 25% from 119 to 91 days before departure. Then it's 50% from 90 to 61 days, 75% from 60 to 31 days, and 100% within 30 days. For haven, suites and garden villas, the 100% penalty begins at 60 days. So when you book an NCL cruise, put that final payment date in your calendar. Don't rely on remembering it. This is actually one of the things I break down in my NCL savings guide, because knowing when to book and when your money is at risk can make a big difference. Fourth, if you're letting NCL book your flights through their Air Choice program, there's another cost you need to know about. There's a $250 non-refundable deposit per stateroom for the applicable Air Choice booking. And since January 26, 2026, NCL requires guests booking air through NCL to arrive at least 1 day before their cruise. So, that old strategy of flying in the morning your ship leaves and heading straight to the port? Not if you're booking your air through NCL. And honestly, I think arriving a day early is probably a good idea anyway. And finally, there's a fuel surcharge clause in NCL's terms that most people probably never think about. This one caught my attention when I was going through the current terms. NCL reserves the right to add a fuel supplement if West Texas Intermediate crude closes above $65 per barrel. The supplement can be up to $10 per person per day. Now, before anyone panics, I'm not saying NCL is currently charging everyone this fee. They're not. This is a provision in the terms that gives NCL the right to impose it if the conditions are met. But here's the part I think is worth knowing. NCL's terms say this can potentially apply even to existing bookings, including cruises that have already been paid in full. Those are 5 NCL booking details that can make a real difference to what you actually pay. And this is exactly why I put together my NCL savings guide. It takes all those little pricing tricks, fees, deadlines, and booking strategies and puts them in one place. If you want to save money on your next NCL cruise, I'll leave the link below. Hopefully this video already saved you some money. And if you like knowing what you're actually paying for before you book, subscribe to the Cruise Reporter.